Yo, yo, yo. Hold on. Give me just a minute. Hmm. Try this shit.
要看 MTG 的狙击手了。
Today we're gonna do OUG and MTG from yesterday. 'Kay, it looks like they're trying to full send an A first round. No info yet.
对，而且前顶的队员也没有顶住，只剩白方的
Javen going big
普。
with 2 picks.
哦，转生打野
Solo
了，
and
打的
Raph
不错。
just got eliminated. Easy things to see on the map. I believe right there.
的队员也没
This
有
is
顶住，只剩
a Solo
白方的
missing
普。
first shot and then Raph missing another
哦，
shot.
转生打了
So
2个
it all
了，
just
不
came down to
错。
them hitting their shots right there.
嗯，
Ball gets put down. They're in a 3v2 situation. James going to play the back of the map. He's going to play it perfectly.
对的，星河的位置已经
Tech
被
playing
锁
bomb
了，
here. Leaving.
感觉星河这里
I
有
don't
点难
know.
了。
I don't know.
你吃
Remember
的
which
话，
one
狙
this
手
is.
架，而且是2个狙手架，你不管从 A 大
I don't
出还是从
remember
中
what
路上，
player
都
that
是
is
白
on
手。
MTG. Way to get the bomb down quickly from OUG right there. I'm gonna speed this up because I don't really want to pay
对，但
too much attention to the S&D.
是识货这个 A 大出的太深了，走太前了。 难道这就是 OUG 选这张图的原因吗？有可能休假这几天全部都在练枪火。
Really, the S&D really just comes down to timing and execution. Um, Calling the right plays at the right time. It's really what it comes down to.
哦，没有，还在中。
Why the IGL and S&D is very important. Your snipers as well, being able to create
但这兵
space.
好快啊！
That's really just what S&D is all about.
哎，
There's like Tech is their consistent guy
这个
down
还
with
好，你拿
the
到了，没
bomb.
有道具，这一颗雷全
Solo
漏
and
了。
Raph consistently trying to clear out trailer. They identified that, so they let trailer open, and so they decided just to cook a nade. Tech's gonna get a big three-piece right there, while they're just trying to take out Solo and Raph from trailer. Good placements there out of OUG to have the two trailer and Tech playing uh back behind the bomb like that.
嗯，
Oh, that's
很
unfortunate.
危险，往下人。
But I think he knows
哦，
he's
马上
there
人，但多多这里
at
等
the
等没
wall
有人。
bang.
OK，第二颗
Okay,
也准
Raph's
了，
gonna
哇，
entry
太
frag
快了这个。
7. Yeah, low key, we're trying to entry frag with two people right there, and it's no numbers are there.
哦，还好还好，
Nothing there surprised me.
但容量太够了。但甚至进小黑屋还在换弹。
There's a lot of solo plays that happen in that round.
是的，这一波 OUG 打 B 真的是让对手
Happily, I
非常
watched this last night, and it was very fast paced, so this should be a very quick S&D. Tech's gonna get picked off first. That means their bomb is down. Pretty sure they already picked it up. Yeah, Raph is planting.
对的，但多多的位置很关键。
Raph's gonna try and play behind the bomb. Seven's gonna try and play above him. It's a great angle out of Seven right there. He's gonna go ahead and hit that shot. That was actually, that had to have been a flick.
多深，
Nice shot out of Seven right there. Duo's just gonna try and push up and catch Javen.
但杰本这个
Probably
地方不是
identified that
不怎
he's
么
the
出现
last
的。
one, so they don't really expect him
哎，
trailer.
不是，哎，杰本你看，
Bomb's planted behind. Good play out of Javen to understand it wasn't a fake. Just overall good plays, good timing, making the right calls so far out of
我怎么
OUG.
感觉在多的
These
视野
first
里
few
面，
rounds, a
杰
lot
本
of
可能
good
更
calls
看
came
到
out
的
of
是
OUG.
嗯，
As the game goes on, it starts to become a lot more lackluster.
知道了。
MTG starts to make the
走
right
走，这还
plays.
没有开张啊，这么倒霉。好，再穿。
Peeking. We're peeking way too much.
包
They're
里
gonna
的
try and get the bomb
应该
down
是
quickly
多多
again?
狙手啊。哦，还好多多
Or
过来补枪。
no? Raph's just in a shitty situation right there. Yep. All came down to hitting your shots, and they let MTG snipers create space right there. That's really what that issue was.
所以说时候不能掉。
Goes right back to snipers creating space.
对的。嗯，好多人。哦，再来一个。图边局3比3。
What's up, Bertolo? What's up, Seth? My fault. Late to respond to your messages.
所以说现在 MTG 要解决的麻烦可能是时候。
I just had to join on my phone.
你猜多多为什么叫多多？
This will get a lot more interesting when we get to the hard point. I have a lot more things to say
哎，
there.
从中路丢那没事了。
Solo picked up an AR here. Gonna get a nice two-piece right there. See, once again, that's just timing right there
这是
from the side of
等
OUG.
人主动出击战术。
Tech's gonna try and play top tower here. Interesting.
没错，还是往 B 点靠
It。doesn't seem like OUG is really comfortable with a 4v3. Make it a 3v3. Damn.
塞稳了，2打2。
Seven needs to go big. Needs another pick so that this round can be a lot more secure. Crazy ego Chow with a machine
那下
pistol
保
right
保
there.
不，和时候
I was just really dumb. Tech taking a really bad peek.
完了，全都完了。
Seven took the call from Tech right. He took the call that they were jungle, and so 7, he overchowed, not thinking about ramp right there, and so he died ramp.
不认真，不是不仔细，不好意思，不仔细，就他很多的
Yep,
焦点都是
just
错的。
timing.
就比如说刚才 solo 这个点，就或者说刚才
Wrong
王者这个
call.
点，
是，
Seven
他
shouldn't
的
have been
逻辑是
focusing on jungle
非
right
常正
there.
规的，
Should have been tech.
非常非常规的那种感觉。
就这个站位我觉得太大胆了。
是，我觉得应该是不是战术，单纯就是各自打各自的，不小心合在了一起。
就像刚才 Tech 从小黑屋退出来，那这个时候 Seven 应该帮他看一手啊，
对对
但是没有人帮他看，他就把自己的背身纯纯的露出去。当然也是因为 Seven 那个点已经掉了。
所有恐惧都来源于火力不足，难道这就是多多的座右铭吗？
Tech got an itch on his eye. So we're
又是 B 点，又是多。
running three-man push on B. They're gonna get a pick. They're gonna back up. You're gonna see number 1 on MTG sort of rotate. But since number 3 on MTG wasn't chowed, he gave out the call, so they backed up again. That guy was lurking for like the longest time right there on the map, and it's just not gonna work out. 7, doing 7 things. He's gonna hit that shot. 7 actually blew my mind.
你让他们抓到一些比较
Uh,
的价点优
this
势的话，
game.
他还是能100%把你拿下的。
但我觉得还是刚才卡明所提的那个问题吧，感觉 OG 好像有点各自为战。
Also in the hard point, he did
打
well.
的可能专注于自己眼前的东西，而忽略了。
It's surprising this ended in a 4-4 due to OUG already being up 3-1. That means 3 straight rounds at one point went to MTG. And OUG won the game before the hard, won the map for the hard point. Round before the hard.
把石头打掉，然后再集合一波这样打。但一旦狙击手没有了手上的能力之后，他们打的就相对混乱。
是的，
反而对于 MTG 的话，他们是有明显的战术意图。MTG 的多多啊这种机间枪，包括队友的喊人，只是他们在这种细节对枪上可能不太好能跟 OUG 对。
对，就是 OUG 它目前的这个系统这套体系还是很符合国服的爆破风格。还在穿了。
有震撼弹加雷，上来给你火力压制一手，送一名 OUG 的选手防守方顶到前点。OUG 和06自然在这边穿一下，可能就混到前点了，这是个名牌。
对，主要 Ruff 这里其实已经是个大残了，他都没走。
好雷啊！哎，也是
好雷啊
！2颗雷，那反而是把 MT 的新闻里都打乱了。但是 J 本是看到信息了，看到2个人从 B 往 A 转，那就是打 A 了。队友从板楼也是有一些想法了，动起来了。
但是感觉要进白房了 ，J 本。
啊？这啥情况呀？
什么？
被手枪反杀2个。
Gaven, fucking wild right there. Machine Pistol is just insane. Tech made the good play to go chow that bomb site. Gonna put their sniper in a 3v1 situation right here. They just need to not peek. They're all separated, so if they peek, they're cooked. But Tech got this. Yeah, there you go.
而且其实 J 本的第一时间看的位置并不是从白房，就从 A 大来的这个门口，他其实在看中的，他是知道可能差不多要来了，给道具了，所以他才转身。
甚至让我们比较惊讶的是 ，J 本第一局狙空了，然后再拿冲锋。
So unlike a lot of these Chinese teams, OUG doesn't really get aggressive on these defense. Oh, big shot out of Jaden right there. See, that's just creating space, and that's really OUG's weapons is Javen and 7 on SND, always creating space. Usually, it's very typical that you see this at least one sniper popping off. It's very rare that you see both snipers on the map just doing their thing, creating space. But Javen and 7 are a great duo. They work well together. Yo, what's up? What's up, Lax? How you doing, my boy? That was not a good nade. If he was trying to throw it outside of the map, then he did a great job. Low-key right there, I would turn around and I'd throw the bomb behind me right there. The nade. Throw the nade behind me if I wanted it to like really land right outside of the trailer.
这个雷有点东西啊，真是，你看似丢了近点，但其实就是丢了这个近点。我反制，不06打的还可以。
They're gonna clear us out there. Raph's gonna be left by himself in trailer. Gonna be asked to make a play, but low-key, the TTK is so fast, it's kind of hard just to get out of that trailer and make a play. Peck with a or Raph with a big pick
我基
before
本
he
四
went
走一个，
down.
时间够吗？这个
Peck's gonna
时间
spot
十
that
秒，
guy
3、
out.
2、
Not
1，
enough
没有
time
时间
for
了，
him to do
完
anything
了，够
though.
了，够了。
He could get that guy, and all the
位
other
置
guy
前
has
拆
to do
包，
is run away.
确实，
Yeah.
拆包是够，但他能不能成功点到这个包是个问题了。
Had a rough day, but I'm doing better now.
没办法，这
That's
个
good, bro.
一前
I
一后，
hope your
我
day's
到那
getting a
个
lot
我也
better.
查一遍。
继续，又是 A 大。
I just
这一
figured,
波好像
damn,
哇
damn,
Raph
Raph.
杀到手。
然后杰本也去掉的时候，这一手零换四，
Javen,
而且再
great
往后
wall
被去
bang.
掉，
Great
这
wall
个
bangs out of Javen.
也有那么一点
Finish
看
it
法。
off.
主
Just
要
a
是
great,
主要是在
great
我觉得在这个 MT 的
execution
没
to
有
respond
但
on
因为
that
这
A
个人他并
push.
不是说是个指价位，他是
Great
有人给他，而且是
execution.
有人给他道具的情况下，
对他
他才能
But
拿。
once again, it's
对
S&D is about really making plays
对
like
他不
that.
动的，可能
Raph making a big
跟他
play
跟
right
他过
there.
来补强的是蓝队，
Timing really in his
在他
favor.
下
They all
而
just
且是
lined
两
up
个人
perfectly
一个
for
不杀，甚至 Raph 都没
how
怎么死，
he
然后零六是
approached
前
that
面你们俩打一
gunfights
换完了，
or
我
those
第二
two
个人我是第
gunfights.
三个人，第二个人
但是
That third one was
对，
just when you start to feel it, you get that little flow state
对，
per
因为前期
round.
的话，
You get those little
我觉
two
得
piece, and he knew that he
小
could
组
chow
吧，
that
而
other
且
guy.
Raph 这边也没空枪嘛，
也是因为子弹比较多了。
所以说要削弱一下 US9 就可以了。
懂了懂了懂了。
还在传，你子弹差不多了吧？
Seven's
开始
playing
启
back
动了。
B right here.
你跟差不多喽。哎，别跑了，
Solo
再
looks
再
like he
往后
gets
插一
the
点点。
call. No? Yeah, he does. He has the call, and he
好，
goes
来了，
B, and
他
he's just wall
知道
banging.
了这
He's
个
just
位置，
being
应
annoying.
该是有看到。
Solo's a fish in a barrel right here, though.
哦，
He
然后这
he
个
could
看到
maybe
了
get
位置，
one.
队友赶紧来一点，可以转了。
They're gonna wrap back and go A
手
here.
上里面还有一颗道具，
哎，关键
Interesting
这个
play
地
out
方
of
他
MTG.
在他看到了啊，10后空枪了。
There we go again. Javen creating
这时候
space.
移动
Tech.
小是没有注意，
Should have got the second, but one was good right there.
还行还行，这边
Solo's gonna be able to get one as well, but Javen's fish in a barrel. Not able to do much there.
成功追上一分。
W Orbit VODs. Yup. Yes, sir, man. I think this is gonna be a new thing I do a lot.
在这一波感觉追
Um,
杀更多的是他
because I'm getting a little bored of just taking notes and not really saying much. Like I talked to Raph about everything, but
有个小身法秀到了，
I feel like more people need a better analysis.
两边
A lot of people are left with
去
questions
也
of
是有
why
手游
things are
啊，也在
happening
传。
on the map.
哎，你别说，战火好似也能用啊，战火的 A 包啊，铝
I
剑
figure I'll help out with that a
好
little
像
bit.
单个在枪火用的比较多。
Good nade spot. That should hit Tech.
一个雷下到
It almost hit Tech. Tech got out of the way. Great nade spot right there if you're trying to hit barrel though.
看到了，
I don't know who that was that just ran out of trailer,
后
but
地
that was a
反狙
that was a death trap.
再给定点。
先下包有防爆吗？最多应该给自己还放一个防爆的，是比较安全。
Raph.
老漏了，这个也是
Once again,
很多时候
timing. That dude's foot was out. Raph decided to peek. If Raph didn't peek, then they would have got the mob down. This round might have been way different.
不错，06这一波
And they're just gonna line up for them. Yeah. Okay, they didn't. The other team didn't even get the bomb down. They just tried to chow them off of them picking up the bomb.
感觉是 OUG 赢了，2v2拿了选图权。
Should have waited.
当然也可能是 OUG 真的确实
Been more patient right there.
拿出来检验一下。
来了，solo 换枪，要注重白防的防守栏 ，PKM 还是比较难守的。
I like this setup. So they're gonna play a B retake here because of how heavy MTG's been on A. So good play calls out of OUG right here
还不错的，性格虽说上半场用的更
to
多
play a little bit offside, play more mid and A, so that there's a faster response for A, and that they can play the retake as a team on B.
一不动我不动。
Tech also has placed himself differently on the map. He's no longer barrel, he's now holding this mid.
难道说是因为前面没有看信息，现在想去看不敢看了？怕 MTG 已经在近点藏着了。
是的，但有种可能是 MTG takes 打 A，
啊，是。
我直接人不放 B 了。
What you guys just saw Raph do right there, don't ever do. He's being very stagnant,
而新他挂
and he's just gonna die to Peeker's advantage. He backs up there.
别抬头。
Seven gonna go ahead and get the pick off on the bomb, so they know they don't have the bomb down. How are we gonna respond off that? Don't respond off them picking up the bomb.
又下包没了，Oh no！
Yeah, let Javen and Seven do their work.
只有10秒钟时间，10后
Nice.
被打掉
Fast gonna finish it off. Great plays. Let the snipers create space. That's really what everyone on OUG needs to do, is just let Javen and Seven create space. This play out of 7 was insane. 3-piece out of the smoke. I thought he was gonna get that 4th on top wood. But once again, space has been created. They could probably go back to playing a little bit more on site here because they have numbers no matter what. They're gonna hear that nade and know they're B. Yep, now they're gonna respond to the B. If I was MTG there, I would have sent somebody on B, um, and made it to where OUG was expecting them to be on B, and then head to the A site, get the bomb down. Everyone on OUG is gonna then turn around and focus on A, and that guy that was lurking on B easily could have been able to lurk up through mid right there and probably caught a few off on barrel. Nice. Great plays right there to end off that SND. A lot of mistakes in how we're executing some of these calls though. MTG are starting to use their numbers against OUG, and that's really a big reason of why they were able to get so many rounds off. Jabin deserving that MVP. Thought 7 might have gotten it. Alright, so right here, just an update on what they do. They put cartels in for Wrath, and Tech is going to be running a Type 63 here, and Seven's going to be in for the hard point for I think the second time in CDM. So far, just off the rip, I like that we're spawning bottom and we're playing trenches here. That's good. We should have continued to have TV control there before hopping down though. Alright, now that we're spawning tempo side right here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to slow it down because I'm going to be a little bit more precise on this. A little bit more. I think this is... Yeah, this is good. We're spawning tempo side. I'd say this is your time to really dominate top TV. They're going to have a lurker in top TV. And really, everyone who's on the hill is just left to dry unless Tech gets all of those kills. But if they focus Tech, they pick off Tech right there, then there's nothing they can do. Is this an APOS specific thing or just trying something new? In terms of their roster, from what I've seen in how OUG plays, 7 is really fast paced on the map and very team oriented. So Raph on this map, he he creates space and he makes a lot of solo plays to create space on the map, which on APOC isn't really the most viable thing to do, especially when you're playing at a higher level like in CDM, where really all it is about is being team oriented around the hill and creating plays around the hill. That's not Raph's strong point. Raph's strong point is doing some things around the map and just disorienting the other team. Where on this map, I believe seven matches this map a little bit better. Um, Solo as well. Um, Cartels, Cartels, I'm not too sure yet. I believe that he does play very team oriented. Um, However, I he's not making like big quad feed kills, but he's definitely getting kills and being traded out. So, is this an APOC specific thing? Uh, I wish that it was because this works out on this map, but if it's not, then I'm I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I believe possibly it could be a AO. I was about to call him AO Raf. Raf isn't going to be playing hard points, uh, if my sources are correct, but we'll see. See right here, they're creating a lot of space to where OUG is really able to push through cave here, which is big. When a team's able to execute cave pushes, consistently because of how certain people are playing
高，
off
本
the
来
hard
我以为这
point,
个点拿满了，
but in
其实不
positions
会。
to where they
在这个
can
点当中，
get big
OUG 再次
feeds
拿
and
到了
then
中
get
路，
on the point, are really big, really big things right here out of OUG.
大量的烟雾
Are
让这个位
playing
置非常
heavy bottom
不是
like
合
we
适。
should. Uh,
这就是
it
游戏
seems
模
that
式
we
的
do have two
三个
top
技能
here
同
now.
时开启，就像
Jabin
对
popping the
本地人的
sparrow.
Jabin 他选择了反
Not
击，这个
seeing
时
that
候
guy.
我看到时候了，我选择
Interesting.
去打更有机会打掉的人，因为
I
他
just want to
他
note
无敌的
Seven's
掉。
also not on
这个
Sparrow
Titanic
right
打得
here.
很轻松啊，这也是
So
本
that's
地打得
also
出力
kind of
的。
interesting.
对 Titanic 他的位置他就是适合在后面架点，以前的141，包括现在 TP63就是架点的枪。
Nice. See, Solo's gonna get that
二
pick
楼
and
先枪
the
开火
smoke's gonna
了，
be
这个时
down,
候
so its
时间
timing's
开
gonna be
始进
perfect
攻。
on his side
是
right
的，
there.
对面来人了，烟雾
I don't know
烟
who that is,
差
but
点
he
接近点位
really
了。
just disrupted that. Javen could have played that one a little bit more passive. No
他
numbers were
需要
on
一
his
个大的
side,
一个
so
消
he
耗
was
积
just
分。
gonna die anyways. Alright, team
没错，
regroups.
之后现在技能就
Could
技
play
能
very
是出来
top
了，
here. Cartel's
这
gonna do
更新的
exactly
技能
that. He's
可
gonna
能
get a
在
pick off
下
of
一个桥段使
top.
用，而 OUG 已经有了
And
女生了，第二阶段发音出来了，
now they
这
should
个
have
很难。
spawns because of
所以
that.
现在必须
Yeah,
要用出
they
来，
do.
优势应该是要给到 MTG 了，肯定要给到 MTG 了，再不给到要被平推
See
了。
right there, what Jabin just did,
出来，
right here. This is plays that Raph would be making right here.
优势应该是要给
And
到
so this is kind
MTG
of a
了，
Raph
肯定
play
要被
right
平推
here,
了，再不给到
but it
要被平
doesn't
推。
work for every hard point.
但是射
Or
手这
sorry,
个爆头
every
炸头。
like point on this map.
单位的等花枪开起来，同样的
It's
也有
not
也有
very
等花枪。
consistent. So it's
这个
good
人
that they understand that
技能用的很好，
on
这样子你怎么
certain
还能
on
再去
certain
击到？
points you do
但
need
是
that
第四
lurk,
个技能
and it
一
looks
定
like
要如何
Jabin
体
picked
会
it
这个
up
速度，而
on
这一
that
圈
on
OUG 的
that
第四个技
instance.
能就要刷新了。
If y'all watched the OUG boot camp,
全部进
I
场。
saw that they were talking about LG tag back. Um, so I believe that
没错，二楼
that's
的
gonna
二
fit
楼
this team very
就开始
well,
了，
but it's not gonna work with tech on
当
Type
然就看签
63.
了，他这个隐藏的位置能不能通过他的复合弓把 P1点位再次拿满，或者说多拿一些分数吧。
All right, so we're on next point here. P1 respawning. It's very split.
可以。
I'd say we play very heavy bottom right
我们
here.
开点之后，啊，
I
这
don't
边
believe
这
tech
边
should
优
be
势有保
going
持
top.
啊，怎么又被 OUG 给反踩回去了？
这个点就是这样，凡是二楼或者说地下没有守住的话，就容易出现漏洞。现在二楼是给到 OUG 的了 ，Seven
So just a little bit of clarification of why I continually say that playing bottom when you're spawning nomads and playing top when you're spawning temple. Here's a little bit of an understanding. So when you're playing bottom trenches, for one, it's a lot easier to reinforce. You can reinforce it if you guys are continually dying and cycling out. You can easily recycle bottom if you're still spawning nomads. So that's why I believe playing trenches is a lot smarter than ever going through mid hut or trying to go through TV. Because if they're already on the hill, going TV is going to be really, really difficult. Um, where also if you're trying to play TV and you're trying to push up, they have cave that are sorry, not cave. They have cliff that they have an angle on you. They have tempo where they have an angle on you. And if you're not reinforcing bottom, then they can also be pushing through barrel. You're leaving them open with 3 lanes to where you could cut it down to just one or two. And if you don't even ever peak cliff, then you're really leaving them with one lane that they can push through. Play said for real. Shut up.
这边杀了起来，Seven 已经来到了21杀。那他这种发挥的话，我觉得他应该会稳定守
See,
方，
they
不管
flip
是
out
前期
here.
或者说后者。
Now you would play
是的，
books.
而且现在有个问题啊，为什么点
But
位
since
2
MTG is not set up here,
是
you
点位
can
队员的状态
still
特别不好？
continually play bottom
他可能
trenches, and
他
Solo
点
does
要开，地
exactly
方
that
不
right
敢
here.
选手。Titanic 应该是打了一个误开，那点内这边 OUG 是无限
Solo
攻，
just needs to turn around and go new.
OUG
Get
这边
temple,
开技能，收割者，
which
机烟枪拿出来，再一个收
Cartels
割的。
does. Operators are
对的，
coming
这
out
是第二
here.
波 MTG 还没有
Solo,
开，
great position here. They just need to not
这个
worry
位置我
about
觉得
cave. Just let
不是很
Solo
好开。
uh
很好开，但是
one man army that.
敌人来了，上
They
方
lose
这边
temple
对
here? No, they don't,
半年
because
下
they
来
have it
没有雷电，
reinforced.
对的，
有火，再一次
Nice.
火鱼，这不是再一次了，这次是给到 OUG 了，本来以为是 MTG 的呢。
哦，这个赚了，因为这边在拉弓的，不知道弓有
spawning temple is useless here because of the Tempest.
对，还能再接，漂亮。
Yeah.
在这个距离，暴风雨确实好用啊。加上定位的话，
What are you saying for real to? What did I say that you're saying for real to? Because I said a lot. You said you're being dead serious, so I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Hold on, I'm about to light up this joint while you're trying to figure it out. Just elaborate a little bit more um on APOC. It's really about holding categories over the map. Now I would draw, but I don't have my shit set up to draw. Um Holding parts of the map as a team and then continuing to move up from there is is really why this OUG lineup on this map works. Is because they do that. They do just that. To where they hold categories of the map and then they push up. Where I believe that when Raph is playing, he's a little bit more ahead in these categories of the map. And he's kind of pushed up. I'm talking about the fact you play top on Temple and bottom No Man's for P1. Yes, it's just it comes down to reinforcing. If you also look at the statistics of it, and just the comfortability, you could probably vouch to this as you are a player. Um, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. It's more comfortable to play bottom trenches to where you can reinforce the hill than it is to try and play in books to where you have so many angles that you have to consistently be watching. So, for instance, if you're in books and you're trying to hold down books, you have to be watching Cliff, you have to be watching the book's entry, and then you also have to be watching from them coming from barrel because you have to also jump down and try and continually reinforce that as well. Where instead, if you just hold that part of the map, if you're holding trenches, you're forcing them to have to jump down to get into the hill to contest, because that's how you win the game, is the hill. You force them to get on the hill, basically trapping them into a situation to where they have to guess where you are bottom trenches. They have no info on you, and they have to just jump down and they have to try and hit their first shots. Now, that's challenging when you're moving a lot on the map, where hitting those first shots are kind of difficult when you don't have very much information. It's very possible you see it out of a lot of Chinese players, but if I look at it in the perspective of reaction time, OUG is at the point now to where they can react to things very quickly. They're not slow anymore. I think they've adapted to the intensity of the game, and if you're forcing NTG, who's playing very intense on the map, and they're not really thinking about it too much, they're just gonna jump down onto the hill. And if you're playing trenches, easily able to reinforce the hill from there. You get your pick, you cycle it out, say that they get a pick on your guy on hill. If you guys are already reinforcing trenches, easily pick hill right back up. You pick hill right back up, and that guy who just died off the hill, you're now using the LG tag back to where now that guy's gonna go and he's gonna play trenches. And depending on what gun rule it is, they might switch again, depending on, the players. Maybe if Solo's the one in the hill and Cartels was the one in the hill, then maybe they'll switch because Cartels is more of a hill-oriented player.
冰河以
Hopefully
及
that
小分的
answered your question in detail.
这个点可以拿到最后的尾分。那目前分差还没有那么大。
学回来了，渐渐的就差50多分。
是的，
Just looking at the kill feed,
那看
uh,
起来还可以。
OUG has the numbers on the map right here, and they're going to continue to be able to reinforce secret here.
还是
MTG is gonna try and leak through mid hut. Yeah, we can't let that happen. Yeah, they leak through mid hut, so they're gonna create more space for the guys on the hill to get settled. So that guy mid hut just created a lot of space. That's something that Raph would do on the map, and but once again, it doesn't work for most points. That's unfortunate. I just realized seven's on equals. I don't know. I hadn't seen it earlier on the map. Solo and Jabin just well solo ego. Jabin was already in that position. Cartels needed to make a play, shot through the smoke right there. Alright, so numbers are in MTG's favor. However, spawns are in OUG's favor. Now I want to actually go and look back and see who was it that made the play right here to get spawns. So it seems that they played very heavy on the spawn right here. So, which I agree with. It's early in the point. You can give up these first 15 seconds if you can get spawns and then you can break the hill in your first or second attempt. Now, if it takes more than one or two attempts, then that's an overall just player issue because that means nobody made any sort of plays in two of their lives being able to push the hill, which isn't good. Okay, I see how they got spawns. So if you look at number 4 on the map, he passes the median of this point, and although number 1 is all the way deep, he makes the mistake of going to this corner here. This corner now evens out the kind of the median of this hill, and now you're gonna start to see them spawn deep right there. Sorry, was it number 4? Who's this? Let's see. I see. Who's that? Okay, I want to say I'm not sure. Anyway, someone who crossed this median right here, and also number 1 on their team making the mistake of going to no man's corner, is what ends up spawning them deep here. They're gonna be able to kill that guy with no effort, pushing through dark. You got this dude mid hut. Perfect opportunity to just break this hill in the first attempt, and I believe they do just that. Clear out the lurkers outside of the hill, and now you're forcing them cave again. Great plays. Great plays. We need to get rid of that lurk though, number 5, and he just gets through. But you notice something. Although they have this guy pushed up, they didn't have the hill for a little bit. They have it now. But during that small bit of time, a lot actually happened. So what number 5 does here is he knows that if he hops on the hill, that he's doing absolutely nothing for his team. So instead, he pushes up to L, and he's gonna hold off L here, which is creating space for his team to make it through cave and get onto the hill. That's what number 5 does right here. And he gets a great 3-piece to just continue to give space to his team.
现在 MTG 好消息是他们的手感起来了，他们对阵到 OUG 的对枪是完全不虚，这是绝对的好消息啊！
没错。
All right. First problem. First problem I see right here. Look how many lanes just open up. They all just spawn together. But look how many lanes they ended up taking on this map. So you already have number 3, and because he's by himself, that's a lane in itself. That's one lane. Okay, 7. Number 2 decides to also try and follow up and be the support for 7 on this lane. Okay, that's two lanes open, but 7's trying to reinforce, or sorry, Jabin is trying to reinforce 7 here. Okay, you have number 5, I believe, Cartels. He's gonna go secret. That's a third lane that is now open. Okay, then you have number 4, who's gonna try and go through mid. He's just gonna get picked off, and I don't know who that was. That was number 1, so Tech right here. He just gets picked off. Yeah, so Mid is useless, so these guys dying really didn't do anything. But that's still 4 lanes that were just open up on the map right there. And Cartels is all by himself, gonna get
是的，有机会。
taken out. Javen and Seven are now together. Oh well, they were until Seven
那其实
continued
跟我跟
pushing
我想的
because
感
he
觉一
had
样，
flow.
其实都一样思路。
Momentum really continued his push right there.
对，
Alright, see right
这个
here,
时候
this is where we
你
play
看他们
books again.
你看他们的
If
速
they're
度，
not
也就是这
reinforcing
个自
bottom,
杀，
they're not
这个自杀
reinforcing
伤害
bottom,
非常
then you have Solo making plays just like this, where he's
这
able
边
to
看
push
到天
through
元
barrel
了，
comfortably,
这
and
边
he's able to
的
make
话，看起
plays
来
bottom trenches.
应该是要留在下个点去使用了，但下个点目前的诱惑是给
The
上路的，
time where you
下个点接下
play
来完全反超比分，
either or
技能不够多，
position
不能一波人
is
防守，
it's really
又是
off
自灭
and
的，
对的，但注意一下这个
off
比分呢，
info of where you
已
know they
经
are.
有些接近了
You
哈。
know that they don't have
所以接下来的
reinforcements
话就是
trenches, then you push
小
that
游戏的话就是要守住这
push that
对
barrel
方技能多
from
的局
temple
面，
嗯，
to get into the
打
P1.
掉绕了这么大一圈，还是被打掉。
Uh, other way
白
around,
炮，他是
time where you'd
自己
probably
追这
push
个点，
TV
对，对方诱
is
惑已经被卡住
off
了，已经分不
rotation.
出来了，
Maybe
两
if
个人
you're
操着这个技
rotating,
能，一人看一边，
and you're just
看
trying to
这个
get
分
into
多久呢？
books,
总有一方会接
possibly
尾
get
的，
some
我
picks
这边
off
还是
on
守住这
Cliff.
边，
Alright, right here,
这
operators
边
are going to
这
come
边
into
完了，
full
这边是
effect.
分雷， 好可怜
So
的
they
布
need
我
to
这边看到
respond. So Seven has an
可以说
equals
是有一
here.
个小小的突破
They
点，
need him to
对，大
create
一点的话，
space.
对，总比生那边掉点好，
Now, a lot of time really went by really
没
quick.
多久呢，
So
总
I
有人
missed
放
a
出
few
吊点的， 是
things.
布这边还是10号那边，
So we're already 30 seconds in. NTG has had full time so far.
都没掉，哎，完了，这
Okay.
是分雷， 好可怜的布，这被炸死了，是的，
And
这边
that's how it's
现在
been
有
for
一个
these
突破点，
last
对，
few
突破点，
减
hills.
小了。
It's either
对，
been
这边
heavily
被点回来，
contested
是
or
的，
all in NTG's favor in these last 2 or
追回来
3
了，全部
hills.
追回来了，烟里再打掉了一个，
在
从
空
内地看到了
地，
5个人 ，OK， 那这一分默认拿下，来到下一个点去，
下一个点 OUG 已经踩好了诱惑，并且点里面都是有人的。而这个时候 MTG 就要对抗一下 OUG 的3个终极技能了。
Really,
3
it's
个终极技
just
能，而且
falling
这
apart.
最离谱的是他们
And
有
they
一
have
个
a
2个
lurker
终极
number
分雷，
5.
和 3个
So
终极技
this is a big issue right here. Big OUG issue. It happens really when the game's getting too intense. When the game's getting really intense, and it's starting to narrow down. Exactly this situation right here.
并且点里面都是有
Then
人的。
we
而这个时
continue.
候
OUG
OUG 就要对
starts
抗一下 OUG 的
to
3个终极技能了。
这3个终极
let
技能，而且
lurkers on the
OUG 最
map
离谱的是他
through.
们有非常
So
多
number
的分
5 is gonna
雷，
be get right
对，
through.
这
He's
3个
gonna
终极
make
技
a
能最后
big
一溜，什么都出来
4-piece
了，
play,
48个击
and
杀，
it's late in the
都拿
game,
出来了， 唯
and
一的希
it's
望
just an
最后一
intensity
溜，
thing.
还有
They're
2个
so
人的，
focused
欧
on
约
where they're
3
spawning to where they're not really focused on it.
关键
But
的
just as I
时
say
刻，
that,
还有他
the
们的终极技能拿
switch
出
can
来了，
flip. Cartels
非常
makes
好
a
的拿到
big
10号，
big
10号
play
拿
right
住
there to
了
get
3D，
2.
有的话枪连收2个，
7
哎，刚过
gonna
期，
get 2, gonna
哇，
get
这个
3.
完了，看出
Really
对的，这边
all favor is
这
in
边看走
OUG right
，6
here.
技能刷新好了，06，
Now
这
I
边看
say
到了，
that, actually I look at the map and I re-guess that now. So spawns are in favor of NTG, where it's more in their favor to be able to break this hill um with the intensity that they're playing with. They just need to win their gunnies because
只
look,
活到最
there's
后的
only
那一刻，
they only
点
need
放空了，点放空
6
了，
seconds
还有
now,
机会。
4 seconds.
但是
I think they
OUG
get
获得
all
最
up
后的胜利
to
了。
248 and then they get
完
broke
了，
right here.
被防爆挡住了，那点里面有
Yeah,
人，
等话枪进场。
big equals out of
有人
NTG,
守住了，
and
最
they're
后
gonna
一个
push
机
this
会，
to the
这个
next
点失
hill.
误，有机会，集合的爆发来了，
Tempest. See, this is a timing thing right here. This guy happened to have his Tempest on a P4. Either I would have to go back and look whether this guy just got his Tempest or he's been holding it specifically for this hill. Now, if he specifically held it for this hill, great solo play out of him. That is a great mind right there to hold it for this hill. Now, a lot of the times when the game's coming down to the wire, you're gonna see teams start to just spam their operators. It's just gonna happen. As soon as they get it, be like, I have my operator, I'm using it. In games like this, where they're really coming down to the wire, I would say continually use your operators. Timing might be in your favor, but if this was an actual executed play out of whatever player
5
this
连胜了，连
is,
锁反应，全场
great
操
play,
作不
great
出，
play out of him.
248分。
Because now Cave is
太险了，这个敌
useless.
方终极
the time is winding down. They have nowhere else they can go. They're gonna try and make a play through mid hut, but we can really guess that because the Tempest locked everything down. And so MTG timing at the end of the map is gonna be able to go ahead and take that A pot. Steal it right out of OUG's hands. So many mistakes. It makes you realize that that's the difference between winning or losing. A lot of great time. You could go back and just calculate how much great time there was on the map to where we could have really been on the point. And you just see how much you lost by, and you see how much you could have won by. Even if they won that, I wouldn't be happy with how AG performed. If they ended up getting like a crazy break through mid hut and they ended that game really close, I still would not be happy with how OUG played that.
MTG 在军械库当中人赢 SPG 的原因是因为有一个点是因为星河的击杀很多，但这一把是06站出来的，就各自都有一个选手能够在关键时候站出来。
随机爆个种。06虽说他在热点的近期表现一直是不错的，但是这一次那么救世主的表现我也是没有想到啊，
也太不错了，
太不错了。之前就是那种队内前2前3的击杀数了。
OUG really got outslayed in the second half as well.
大师赛新人都很强啊。
MTG's just really intense on the map. Really intense. I believe 7 was a great addition though for them to add to their hardpoint lineup, especially for an APOC. 7's a very intense, fast player. Can get a lot of these combination kills to where I feel like he's a great aspect on the hardpoint. W stream chat orbit on top. Appreciate you, Annabella. How's your day going? Okay, I'm skipping this. Oh, not another S. Man, this is like my least favorite part. S&Ds, man. Our Rap's gonna be back in. Cartels is gonna be out. I am doing that.
MTG 防守边OUG进攻方，中路给了3颗雷，我只能说这个道具稍微到晚了一点，没有挡住邹的脚步。
这边打的比较成功，
对
清掉了中路，其次让对方邹路被炸掉了，那进攻不了了呀，只能死一波了，而且有人在绕后，寄希望于。
Terrible because I got my braces tightened yesterday and I haven't been able to eat any solids. You have braces? I did not know that. But damn, you can't eat any solid foods. It sucks. 7. Timing. All just timing right there. Jabin 7, the two S&D playmakers down. So I would have guessed the round would be over right there. But that sucks. I'm sorry about that, Bella.
闪到，但知道大概的位置。
出来了，进一步的一喷，还能再喷，漂亮！第3个没有了，但已经达到目标。这是清理2个人，那队友回防也到了，包打了，队友 OG。对 OG 的角度来说，
I don't believe those two players that just went down should have ever been in that position. Never should have been. I've had them. I don't know, in all the photos I've seen of you, I've never seen you with braces. You're gonna have to send me a photo with you with braces. Because I've never seen a photo with you with braces. And I've never asked, technically. But I didn't figure you had braces. You have to look younger than what you are then. Because you're like your unc status. Or auntie status. Just playing.
25秒钟，星河依旧没有听到 B 姐的动静，那他会不会再等个5秒去往 A 点走呢？生性多疑啊，2边都。
和空气斗智斗勇。
来了，下包，星河也就是等到了最后一刻了，反正都是1打1，杰本现在也不知道星河的位置。
你就怕这边一个人经典。
你看他视角慌不慌了？他虽说是感觉对方可能从请假回啊，但是他还是要去注意一下。
Timing. Jabin doesn't hear him. Timing. Oh, coming down to fucking timing. I'm literally not that much older than you. Well, you do always talk about the fact that you are older than me, so So your auntie. Yep. That's your fault. You set yourself up.
不多，总结结果，第二
Hmm.
项
Alright, I want to talk about this. Our biggest issue with OUG, Raph and Solo. Biggest issue with OUG. They don't know who should be the entry fragger. Okay? And you're about to figure out right here why you guys need to figure out who the
第二
fucking
项
entry
别
fragger
把可
is.
以零六补上，
Because both of you try entering at the same time. You guys make it to where it takes a lot less effort out of Duo. By far the worst player on MTG, probably even in CDM. Uh, get an easy two-piece on you guys. And all because you guys don't know how to understand who should be the entry fragger. Grown-ass men. Come on. Fix that shit.
上个枪也给我
Arguing
一记
about
了，
who should be entering on the fucking map.
哎，这场
It'd
空
be
了，
easy to
好吧，
figure that
还
out.
是被带走，
是 7 1打4，怎么
Who
玩？
was ahead right there? Solo was ahead on the map. Okay, Solo's gonna entry frag.
不是打狙没狙中，狙中一塔，
Oh no, I'm gonna wait for Wrath.
小心点，要不然
And then you
安全
guys
点。
both go at the
哎，
same
7个
fucking time.
是该不了，
Grown ass men.
他真1打4 1打5，
Fix that shit.
这个距离角度还没听见，完了，7在哎呀，7，但是还好，面对的是手感火热的06，如何呢？
背身，
Nice.
我的天
He plays out of
7
7.
这都评价对手 MTG， 那问题肯定是在 MTG， 当然就两方啊，这点是 7确实他不空枪，这个人他不空枪，而且思路很正确，打完2个直接到大后也堵了，堵对了让他，这种残局有点强，其次就是 MTG 真的是一个一个来啊。
我在这个，
Why the fuck are we sliding the sniper?
血压上来了，
Tech.
血压上来了，
是的，
Loki, watching OUG play
对 MTG 来说整体的普遍
play
情况
S&D
对
just
吧？
this makes me mad. Oh, and this was a long S&D, by the way. This shit was fucking forever. I just want to highlight that message in Brian T's chat. OUG team egotistic. That fits their fucking description.
信息，
Just egoing. Great shot out of 7. Great play out of Raph. There we go. Combination of a lot of big plays. Raph makes a call that they're all at B.
我看到了，啊，看到背身，
You're gonna back up. That's crazy timing to just back up there. And then Ego Chow the sniper. Great plays. Great plays. A lot of solo plays. And now you're trying to make solo plays again, and you're gonna pay for it. That's where you need to start being team oriented. You're later in the game. You don't have a 5-man team to where you can just make these solo plays and you can get traded out. When it becomes a 3v3 situation, you go back to just playing team. It has to be very team oriented right there. You need someone to be set up to get a 2-piece.
要喷一，命中，
It's really what it is.
3比3了吗？
Javen solo, the combo up. Very well right there. Javen thinking mid was free. Nothing's free in CDM. Absolutely nothing. Gotta be prepared for everything.
也许还要打 B 点，我觉得我打 B 的胜率不是很高啊。他 B 点的炮弹做的不够好，
So, about time. So Solo's gonna entry frag, but then everyone else is just gonna bait.
回防了，从老家转回来，
What the
两个人
fuck?
都没效果。
Oh, and talking about baiting, that very first round, if you guys go back, you'll see that Solo baited the shit out of Raph.
把放掉两个已经很赚了，最后1打1。
Terrible.
什么？周长没打过小手枪？
Terrible, bro.
没分到，就一枪的容错率，而且当时怎么说？
我觉得 7身法做的好，是吧？
对对对，
对对对。
但起脸啊，那个距离嘛，怎么说呢？有可能7他位置只漏了半身位，以及就是可能说就打枪就把你喷死。那第二枪7已经出枪了，下一丢。
What? You go outside? I'm about to take my dog outside in a sec.
从胜率来说啊，他的控制应该是不好打 OUG 的。
Okay, I hear you.
预测或者说主观的想法可能是 OUG。
I can hear you, dog.
MTG 一点点，所以说这局爆破啊 ，MTG 要把这场比武拿下来，爆破必须拿下来。
对。
Chat, he's whining in my ear.
是选手状态的，他也需要在控制模式当中有个暴走。
可以。
Forrest, do you have any analyzation of this game? I don't think analyzation's a fucking word.
他也撤了。
Annabella, can you look that word up for me? Is analyzation a word? If not, I'm still using it. I don't care. I'm still gonna use it. It's my new word.
哎呦，2个残血，
Yeah, I know. Raph and Solo are really stupid. I understand that, Forrest. Even my dog knows.
直接
My
下了。
dog knows how stupid they're being.
这个包下了吗？没下，只能再搜那个补。
Bad.
能补上。
Solo, why are you standing while planting right there?
这边一狙没狙中，接本反架，这就是一
Nice.
个
There you
少
go.
的狙手，他的长尾就不会中枪了。
By 3 halftime. Not a dominant first half, but make it work.
看一下 MT 的进攻了，
That's a good joint.
我是觉得这个图防守会占优一些啊，但是并没有拿到太多分数。
打了几波。
这图太大了，然后在于那种主动权反而是给他防守方的，因为他可以随时躲一小一避小等等的战术会比较多一些。
对，所以说导致在残局的过程当中，选手们对于对面的位置其实没那么好把控。哦，solo。
哇 ，PKM 的补枪，从那个镜头我以为 solo 拿了一把州长呢，
Plays out a solo.
其实一把 PKM，第二个节 7就没标漏了，对他们4打2稳的。
但感觉7是那种会漏的选手。
完了呀，那就被狙掉了，对方2把狙，而且 B 点放掉了，你敢信？4号位星河能不能意识到？正常人都不会想到你4打2 B 放了，所以说他排也很仔细，甚至都不敢跳下去。
I'm gonna check Discord.
但赌 A 归赌 A，B 点是一点不看呀，中路不看 B 点不看，就完全放防。那很自然的让 MTG 来到了 B 小以及 B 包点，没时间下包。那你 K 到机会了 ，MTG 有戏。时候已经懂了，对，时候这时候已经懂了，这不放人。但这个位置的选择对吗？
你说这个时候如果
他只能放人，他最好就是对方从中路过去，他放人。
看中路过几个了？
赌他不搜，时候这个点还是比较神秘的，对方不一定会看。完了，你看他不一定看。
好，打一个。
啊，不放人的时候，这种放下的问题来讲，尾随手接本，打这个接本再跟包点配合。
这个雷刺了。
哦，那难打了。
哎，别急，时候还在巴黎时候。
啊，时间不够了。啊，那
可惜了。
差点。
卡timing，卡时间了。
这边确实，收到了包点之后还是有一些斩杀能力在的，差一点点。因为当时接本我看时候的视角，这边是没有搜的，这时候有杨开的雷打下去吧。
对面其实近点隐瞒的人。哦 ，run 什么意思？哦，有保镖。转角就有布偶，布偶说，看不到你，丢一个雷，嘿，完了。
那这让应该听到了，这个感觉就是没人，就布偶这边估计人不多，让布听得一清二楚。但他的目的啊，如果求稳也就是站住一打就可以了。他也没有太多想吃布偶的想法，除了队友贡献个闪，来个就像这样。
Raph is so ratty right here.
来了。
I like it.
反而撞脸上他自己不好打。
走了走了。
He didn't get a chance to make a play right there, though. You'll see it later in the game.
必点防了3个，正常给你换掉3个 ，MTG 都已经输了。
那万一换不掉人就另说了。
也是，哇，你会换掉吗 ？PG 拿到了，位置不对了，没打过。
I'll be right back, chat. I'm about to take my dog out.
厮杀，好，被这本拿下。
醒过来了，
我感觉不是在当醒过来了，是对面有点睡了。就刚刚那个位置，我觉得如果说有这么多信息的话，其实可以不漏的。
也是。
当然想补枪，我觉得没问题，没问题。
对。这低估了欧登的爆发能力啊。
对，他低估了，他可能觉得太走了。
对，硬要说的话呢，肯定在排 B 小的时候还是要有些身位的，
是的，
身位控制的，就不可能让你那么轻松的打掉。
对。
刚刚看这个东西打的那3个都是大身位，第3个除外，第3个强。
对，第3个是打出去的。
对。
这一把的剧情。哦，这一颗雷。布偶。
哦，躲掉了，
没中，
角度不太好砸。
这边走了，说 Ralph 你一个人待着。
是，还是很顺的呀，这套战术这打分是合理的。A 打完全控制下来了。中枪，哦，打死1个，对方3个人都被 Ralph 看到了。这个时候回防正常好来得及，能抢到包点。
我打一个。在朝那个位置感觉已经被打了，果然。
这位置怎么说呢？他也知道 B A 小有人的，但他这个位置啊，怎么自己被进他远小了呢？现在给我一种感觉 ，OUG 的个人实力好像有所下滑，他也是起起伏伏的，都没有一个非常稳定能拿捏的存在。先开始一波，哦，放过一个了
，7没机会了。
哦，这里对于 7了，真可惜了，一个大飞身自行收枪。
他可是06啊，他今天自带 buff 的。
这一局 BO 打下来全是遗憾。就感觉所有的，就是这个也没有说什么细节缘故吧，这个也有运气成分的。打死了，这个结局有你说的对吧？
我 A 大他的控制权，你就这样过来吗？
他没想到人，给他没人了，但忽略了这个点位。遮阳伞下面基本是吃不了任何道具的。
Alright, I'm back.
在物质方面像个天真的小孩。
对，
7-4.
要追分了吗 ？MPG。哦，在用道具这个时候 ，Seven。
Snipers just make plays. Got these guys laughing and shit.
必须中路得到道具，立刻稍微有点反
Zach
应，
did not have to
生活性
peek
压力，
us for that
老
nade,
位置，
but
但这一次
okay.
OUG 真的不能来了。
Duck Holiday, what's up? What's good, my boy? How you doing, man?
往前去推，但这时候没点包，这边有2个防爆。这一颗雷 ，MPG 啊应该是还定点，只炸掉星河一丢丢的血量，反这个道具之后选择点包。
是，这里位置的掌控和信息的收取两边都没啥，都没看到。好了，这个烟这边是知道了，但是这个烟也有可能是假烟，骗你进 A 小库点的。哎，大家说对手要充当牺牲位了吗？没有，他收住了。再转，全部转点，意识到了，亮点对上了。
哦，开放那个再过来夺。
这位的金额打掉一个，7掉了。
Damn, no, those.
这分打掉下方的选手就是3秒钟，时间没了，你敢信？啊，这一分啊，
这分。
Nice, good plays. I hate school. Work shit is so boring. Stay in school. Don't be a bum. Well, yeah, everybody should stay in school if you don't have any other way to make money. If you're not already making money, then you should stay in school. But if you found something to where you're really making money, then fuck college, in my opinion. I dropped out of college because I found a way to make money. Never go. I probably might. I was gonna say I'll never go back to college, but I might go later, just for the fuck of it. Damn, big pick on solo right there. How is Wrath doing? Some struggles, but overall he's enjoying China, so he's doing all right. Damn, crazy collab. I think Wrath has some things that he wants fixed on the team. Other than that, I think he's good. Tactical pause. OUG calling a timeout. 8-6. Look at Raph. As we speak of Raph, there he is. Hey, don't clip me, chat. Look at that sexy man. Don't clip me. Don't clip me, man. I'm very mad. College isn't for everyone. Yeah, nah, you're not wrong. College is not for everyone. This is my background entertainment while I work. Oh, that's good, bro. Well, hopefully you'll learn some shit. I think I'm gonna start doing a series as well. I'm gonna open up a channel in RAF server, and y'all can just drop VODs in there, and I'll just start going over them on stream. Y'all start like putting in YouTube videos in there, whether they're your gameplay or other people's gameplay. I'll VOD over it. I saw where Raph said he was struggling in some, wait, struggling some in S&D. Yeah, I believe that the issue with S&D is that Solo and Raph don't know how to work together. That is their issue. And that is Raph's issue, that is Solo's issue, and that is the team's issue overall. Because Seven and Jabin have it down, Tank has it down. Now Solo and Raph need to start working together to combo up for a lot of kills. A lot of solo kills, or solo kills. A lot of Solo's kills are from baiting Raph, and that's not how it should be. Maybe I'll do a video or a stream on me just talking about all of OUG's goods and bads. Um, Hopefully that'll narrow some things down, possibly for Hippo as well. I haven't missed an OEG game yet. Actually, I haven't missed a CDM game yet. I've seen every CDM game. Let's just say, bro, whatever team I'm coaching for champs, or if I'm playing, whatever, doesn't matter. All I know is I'm gonna be there. Um, we good, bro. We set. Got it. Got everything down, man. China's not as China's not as scary as a lot of people like really think. I believe what China has that's very different is their humility. They're very humble on the map. They're not doing too much, but at the same time they're not doing too little. They have a very good balance. They also play with heavy intensity, where I feel like it's not until champs do a lot of these Western teams really start to play with a lot of intensity. And that's like putting them in a very bad situation of they're just not prepared. They're not prepared enough for playing against these Eastern regions that have tournaments like this that give them a sense of understanding of what it feels like to play very intense all the time. Their scrims are intense, their tourneys are intense. Everything for them is just intensity. It's all about intensity in the Eastern region. Also, big three piece out of duo right there. Just stacking up right there. Someone needs to entry. Like that's just goes back to my issue. We're not dedicating someone as entry. This guy just did a taunt. I don't know who this is. Oh, duo. Yeah, duo's taunting. What the fuck is this guy doing? Oh, he's doing a crazy shoulder peek. Ah, I see it. I understand the vision. So he's shoulder peeking that, but they can't see him if they were on that heady. It's just a little note for you Western players. If you didn't understand what I meant, go back in the stream and watch that. You'll see what I mean. Easily able to get away as well. If someone does peek that, or they do try and push up right there, you can get away. Alright, info. They know where they are. They know how to play off of it. Rap's gonna make a play. Seven's gonna get caught down right there. So 3v1 situation. I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna be in the books for them to clutch that up. 9-9 now. 9-9. 9-9. Odd situation for solo, but he makes the best out of it. See, that shouldn't be happening. That guy's leaking through because we're trying to plant the bomb before we're clearing out the area. Nah. You gotta have a little bit more security before planting the bomb right there. Or in general, OEG prematurely plants the bomb a lot. They just try and get the bomb down and play from there. In a way, I can see why it works, but it hasn't been working. You're really asking for the cards to line up right there instead of, you know, having any sort of real advantage. That's crazy because they are both great players. Yeah, not Solo and Raph. They're really good solo players. But when it comes to working together, I'm not seeing it. Just not seeing it, man. Maybe if they teamed up earlier, if they had, if Team Mayhem didn't get DQ'd from Masters, and Solo had actually had a chance to join um rejects, then maybe Raph and Solo would have had more time to really bond and learn how to play together on the map.
为什么基本原地一蹲？是因为 Raph 的
It
手
just
感
always
觉好，
seems to be the
他
main
手感一直很
shotgun.
好。
It's because of its fast fire rate, to be honest.
这一局的发挥，靠着星河以及06啊两位新人选手，
Really,
带领球队
it's because of how fast it fires. Now,
这个雷
they're nerfing that. They're nerfing how
后防
fast it shoots
叫做
because of that
金
exact reason.
来了，再打一个。
The developers must have been watching CDM because it's a really big tournament.
嗯，
So I'm pretty sure they did that nerf on the HSO because of
哎，
because
又
of
拿到了局球。
how it's being used in CDM right now. So I'll expect to see the R9 come back, to be honest.
不会漏，感觉这一块应该不会漏的。
不，我这手是 FOV 过高了吗？还是如何呢？感觉是看到了一点点的，哦，没有，应该是有些玻璃的透视。10号单拉中路近摸精英接触，
看到了，
I'm noticing something. I'll go back and look at this on my own
这
time.
两位这一手，这一颗闪扔进来，丢死
Duo continues to switch from shotgun and SMG a
我
lot.
你能丢死，我
I wonder if it's based off what their plan
对，然后强行又
is per round.
这手平常这个真的是没有黄瓜的情况下，这条命是点回来的。
而且逮到那个他是已经做好了作战准备了，然后发现人没来。
对，什么是雷是闪丢过来就进千命嘛。
Same out of Raph and Solo.
石头打掉，下面再出来定点，
Pretty sure they're not on shotguns right now either.
就是得靠他俩发力啊。
好的，那这局依旧是恭喜 OUG 拿到了爆破模式。
Alright, there we go.
都是 OUG 拿下，但是都是
OUG. Let me go and win that.
依然是内部两个人其实打的已经单一两个角了，没有太多的战术了。你可以看到布偶从下半场开始就一直是那个位置了，就没有什么大变化了。其次呢，对于 OUG 他们战术上也是相对单一的，也看到了一些都很关键。
Kings is gonna be in. You guys are gonna see something to where
同样的，
OUG is going to have Kings on a shotgun. You already see it. Kings just ends up getting picked off at the beginning. Now, I don't agree with it at all. If this is the way you're gonna put Kings in, and you're gonna try and put them on AR heavy, I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. But hey, it's alright. Yo, do you think I should stream my pickup scrims tonight? I mean, go ahead, man. I'm surprised that Raph doesn't use the R9 as much. It's just because the USS9 is so good. It's really fucking good.
那局都在发挥，而且 King 又来了，他就在拐角这里疯狂的给你拉扯，这把让 J 跟 Seven 打麻了。
对，要踩光了呀 ！MTG 守也守不了，过点全被巨楼的人给拦住，张小楼一楼也被控制住，B 点被 OUG 秒掉。啊，杰本笑了。
哎，而且这边的左边是没人的，他在跟谁说话？教练吗？
这么恐怖吗？
这样左边是真没人，可能是教练。和空气对话是吧？
和上来的狙击对位都还可以的，但这一次 MTG 的前点没有抢过。
对，而且就刮水这一块让 OG 他的位置压得很好，你看这导演是不是要
Quickly, Tech's putting himself in a really big position. If he didn't get picked off there, I probably could have seen him using his war machine.
掉3局的时候，把一点拿在自己手中，这位置跟枪也可以啊。一个闪的贡献让他斩杀第4人。哎，这个小炮艇也能踩吗？
You know, if they added overkill,
应该要没了。
like in comp,
歼灭者
this game would be a lot more, like even more fast paced, which low-key wouldn't be good at all.
这颗雷 Seven 愤怒的向空气锤了2
But imagine being able to have both your gun rolls on. Say that you were an AR heavy and you just had an AR and then a shotgun, and then say that you were SMG. I don't know. Say that you were the flex, your SMG AR. You can switch from there. It really opens up for every role to be used. Yep, they just got him in their spawn. Pants down. Cooked right now. Chat, by pants down, I mean like they're in a really bad situation. Okay? Don't take that shit out of context. No Diddy.
对，我觉得还是星火这个点做太好了，现在他少过一开始那个。完了，就知道这个空对地狱是朝着太刀那个来的。
Oh, chat. I just finished my coffee, my joint, and I'm not even awake yet. Oh shit. Kings using a fucking sparrow in his spawn. That is ballsy as shit. Created space though. Need to get rid of that guy in Delhi. I did see that there was possibly some connection issues with 7 though. Or maybe a game crash. But something was in the way. Okay, this is not the best Death Machine pop, but maybe he'll make it work. I don't know why we're not watching it. Oh, well, that's why. Damn. This was actually possible, by the way. Very possible clutch, but didn't go that way. Way to shut down that claw. Oh shit. Hold on. When is the War Machine gonna come into play? Oh, Chad, I'm dying. God damn. That was the wrong pipe. Damn. Snipers combining right there. Ain't gonna lie, the guys that are switching like POVs all the time, they're another reason why CDM or China looks so fast. But in reality, they're not as fast as you think. They look so fast because they switch POVs so quickly. They're switching to POVs and like pretty much every kill is like being shown. They don't watch POVs for a very long time. Like look, as soon as that guy died, new POV, and straight to the guy that's set up on the map. Now, if NA, if the West starts doing that, then the West is gonna start looking a little bit more fast, a little bit more intense. But in reality, it's really not as fast paced as people think. It's like it's like when someone's running 90 FOV and then you're running like 51 FOV. That's what it feels like with the casting right now. Or not the casting, sorry, with the switching of POVs. Although it's the same pace, they make it move so much faster. Okay, right there, that might have been a little faster. Anyways, watching CDM sometimes makes it kind of hard to really see the pacing of the game because just how fast they're switching POVs. I need to like watch a POV for a round and then another POV for another round just so I can analyze. I was very calculated at 7 right there. I'm surprised you a monkey. I don't know if that went through or not, but I read it anyways. Just no comment on that. I'm just not commenting. I like being able to stream, so I'm just not gonna respond to that. Orbit, give the insider scoop on Hippo situation. I will not be doing that. I will not be doing that. Because that is none of my business to disclose. But I will say Hippo could be a lot better at understanding player tendencies and lining them up. Let's just say that. He has an idea. He understands how the map works, but he needs to start to understand to really put player tendencies together to make it work as a
刚才
team.
这一轮啊，确实是 solo 这个收割特别的好，给到了一波节奏点，而且
上来 OE 技能了，看左上角。
对，
Also, there should be no favoritism as well.
哦，他们
That's
打
just
掉了
another
选择，
thing.
技能没了。哎，无效化的两个空对地，有没有人复活？救救我的空对地，误会是无敌。两个空对地排给
Try to
了，真
double
的
up on the
这
price
太
right
强
there.
了。
Damn, he egoed you,
这么
Trap?
这么
No,
好，
it's not an ego
他们
thing.
好赢了。
I'm not trying
刚
to,
刚这两把有些倒霉了。
I'm not trying to
他
start
们也是自觉反杀
more
呀，但是
drama
呢，
than I
这个
already
自己
got.
非常不妙，非常不妙，被压家了。听到这个仗着正面有烟雾弹队友的压制，一个人在那么危险的位置疯狂输出，又
This War Machine
出不来
play
了，必须得出不来
was
了。
又来
odd.
压家了，又来了。solo 收割者再次进场，烟雾当中
I don't think he
打到
really
所有的
knows
solo 者。
where those bullets
从
were
自己的位置
going.
已经没有可骗的区域了，姐姐被压着打，这局就看似是没希望了，还是个9打3，7打23。
Game was over here. Now, really, the POV's just on solo whether he can get the 50.
最后一条命，
One kill off of
非
it,
常
can
的
he get the
恭喜
50? And
红
he
旗。
does. You'll see that in a Zenith video, bruh.
控制模式打的也是比较激烈。
Solo 50
还有
bomb
1分
against
恭喜
MTG.
OUG。从这场的比赛其实也能让 OUG 有所成长，对于他们
His
选
own
择
player
真的提出
tendencies.
了提
Yes,
升一下。
because
是
a lot of players, when they spawn in certain
在第
places,
5回合的
they
回合，
take
基本
certain
上一直
routes,
活到最后，
and then other players take other routes, and they're
这
not
也是
lining
他
up.
们的个人实力，
There's
都打出
too
了
many lanes that
后
are
期杀手。
open on the map.
而多多这边有点可惜的是，确实啊，第一点有点倒霉了吧，第二点他本身就是打爆破的
I
选手，
can criticize a
非
lot of the
常的不那么
things,
的拿手，
but I can't give
所
you
以就
insider
可能被诋毁了一
information.
次。
I can criticize all the things that
包括
everybody
上
can see, and I
正面
can
对
just
上
highlight
本次
them.
的重要的
I'm
游
not
戏，
gonna
都是败下阵来。
tell you anything that's not being highlighted.
Seven 这把是打得很好啊，他的 EMP 在后面几把都刷出来了。然后 Solo 刚刚 BJ 也说了，他今天的发挥不仅是他的爆破模式，还是说他这场控制模式，怪不得他现在基本都是稳定热控以及爆破的一个首发了。但刚开始我们见到 OG 的时候，他们可能连 Solo 也要轮换啊 ，Kiss 和 Ruff 都有轮换的一个情况。现在我觉得至少 Seven 这名选手和 Solo 他应该是能稳定在热控的首发了，也会导致 OG 整体的水平会更加稳定，他们没有太多变动了嘛。而且 Seven 渐渐的最早，我觉得他
Okay.
上热点的原因还是因为他可能其他枪用的没有那么的硬，但从后面
Overall, I mean, OG wins the series, but with way too many mistakes. Way too many. Who ends up playing next? SPG and AG? Yeah, that's boring. I'm not watching that. Alright, chat, give me a game to watch. Is Raph using the HSO now over the KRM? Well, not for long. Not for very long. Chat, give me something to... a CDM game. It has to be a CDM game today. But give me something... CDM game to watch. Let's see. Played on this day. SPG, Godlike, KZ Soul, Q9, and Wolves. Q9 and Wolves. Or do we want to watch OUG and Wolves? OUG and Q9. Let me know. Let me know, chat. What do we want to watch? So far, I'm kind of leaning on this OUG and Wolves game. Q9 and Wolves. Okay, that works. Oh, spoiler. Well, I doubt y'all haven't not seen this game already. Okay, let me make sure I know who everybody is. Okay? Uling Sun. Fuck. I already failed. uh Well, shit. Chat, help me up here. I don't know them by face. I just know the roster. Who's who? I know Wolves. That's pretty easy. Fucking Zai, Sounds, Rise, Wind. And then, yeah, this is Zai, my fault. I might have said this guy was Zai. And Peg. Yep, Wind, Peg, Zai, Rise, and Sounds. Okay? But then I have Uling. I have Sun. Who the fuck is the rest? I might have to go on Bobby's stream. Maybe they have all their names here. Okay, from top to bottom, it's Curly. Okay, Curly, okay. Sun, Wuling, Mauchi, and Cloud. Okay. Alright, thank you. Alright. Another SND. Sun's gonna get pushed up here. Oh, strafing right there. And then catch Sun off. See, moving at all times, intensity. That's two misses out of Sun right there. Wolves has the pick, so I'm pretty sure they ego A right here. Yep, exactly what they're doing. As soon as I say it. Big plays. Think Vance, he yells at me when I get them wrong. Ha. Damn. Big shot out of Sun. Big shot, big shot. We're playing high or low on the B side right here. Another big shot. Sniper is creating space. Now can Aim Shark do anything here? No, he can't. One of them has the vector hairstyle from Despicable Me on Q9. Yeah, I just seen it. That's crazy. You know, I don't see crazy nade lineups really. Not anymore. Not China. I'm not seeing the crazy ones no more. Or either that or they're not just never catching it on the stream. I just see them cooking and throwing nades, to be honest. Egos, just egoing. Nice. Wuling already hype. Dad, I got to meet that guy. Good as fuck. I don't think I'll ever forget 2020.